I saw that it runs whole industries. It runs the advertising industry. The advertising is $1 billion industry. Am I right? Why do organizations spend so much money on advertising? It works. It works. You just watch Coca-Cola. You just watch and watch. See, and hear. You will buy Coke. It works. That is what makes the media powerful. That is what makes the entertainment industry powerful. That is what makes music powerful. Right? Have you caught yourself humming a song that you did not intentionally memorize? Yeah, I think it can be embarrassing for a pastor sometimes. Because you would have started, then you remember, oh, wait. A pastor should not be singing a song like this. Right? Because someone said music is one thing that goes straight into your heart without taking your permission. What makes movies powerful? Our younger daughter came home on a short break when she was in high school, and she requested permission to come along with a friend who had come from Croatia. This was in the US when she was in high school. Her friend did not have any family to stay with. So we said, fine, let her come. So when they came, my wife had the young lady speaking fluent English. So she asked her, before you came over to do high school in the US, were you taught in English in your country? She said, no. So how did you learn to speak English? She said, oh, by watching American movies. That caught my ear. They said they wanted to go shopping. So we took them out to go to the shopping mall, and then we picked another friend who was staying with another family. That one came from Vietnam. When she got into the car, she was speaking fluent American accent. So my wife asked her, were you taught in English in your country? She said, no. How did you learn to speak English? Oh, she said, by watching American movies. Trust me, that hit me like a thunderbolt. It was like, what? Wow. It matched the principle, right? What you see and hear consistently over time will enter your heart, and whatever enters your heart puts your life on autopilot. What do we call that thing that goes in through your eyes and through your ears? We call it information. I break up English words sometimes to understand them, right? So when I break up information, what do I have? I have in and I have formation. Whatever it is, it will never leave you the same. Don't be casual about what you see and hear. It is changing you inside. Okay? So, why is this important? It's important because most transformation efforts fail. That's what I discovered. Both at the personal, organizational, and even national levels, a lot of transformation efforts fail. Some people made New Year resolutions this January. And many of those resolutions have had accidents already. You know why? The goals they set, the resolutions they made were not in alignment with their programming. That programming is so powerful. That's why we say it puts you on autopilot. Whenever any thought, it's in James Clear's book, Atomic Habits. When you meet a new phenomenon or you are learning to do something new, your conscious mind focuses on it, tries to crack it, tries to find a solution. You find what works, then you begin to do it. You do it consistently over time. Your mind pushes it to the subconscious level, which we call heart, so that the mind can focus on dealing with fresh problems. Once it goes down to that subconscious or heart, it takes on a life of its own. You think without thinking, right? We call it second nature. Driving is like that for most of us, right? You remember when you started learning to drive? I remember mine clearly. My dad was a fantastic driver, and he insisted he had to teach us to drive. He had a book on driving. I read that book over and over and over and over to the extent where I knew that I knew how to drive. It's just that I was not given permission to drive. I knew that the first day I would handle his car, I would just surprise him. I would just zoom off. Then he took me to the driving range, told me what to do. The car was okay. I started the car, and it was manual gear then. So you put your leg on the clutch, put the other leg on the brake, then you release the left leg gradually, and then you press on the accelerator gradually so that the car can move. For where? The car jacked forward and stopped. I was surprised. I thought I knew how to drive. Theory is different from practice, right? Good. But then you do it again and again and again, and then you find out now you are driving. You don't even think about the driving. You use your mind to think about other things. Am I right? So that's how things form in the heart. Now, the big challenge is we want to transform our lives. We read a new book. We attend a conference like this. And then we go back, and after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, we find out the passion wanes. The passion wanes because the efforts don't go deep enough. It's like you're constructing a building. You designed it to go 3 floors. By the time you had gone 2 floors, you realized this is not going to meet my needs. I actually need 10 floors. What should you do? Just continue to add floors? No, somewhere along the line it will collapse. Am I right? Yeah. I studied civil engineering, so I know about foundations. I know what you dig for a bungalow is different from what you dig for a 10-story building. So a lot of the time, when people make resolutions like that, even organizations set goals, even ministries, the big challenge is what we want to add, there was no provision for it in the design for the organization. Okay? So that's why it's important for us to discuss this. How do I change my heart? 2 ways I propose. Number 1 is in John chapter 3, the discussion between Jesus and Nicodemus. Nicodemus says, Rabbi, we know that you're a teacher that has come from God. No man can do these miracles that you are doing except God is with him. Jesus says, Nicodemus, truly, truly, I say to you, except a man is born again, he cannot see or experience the kingdom of God. Nicodemus says, what? Because nobody had ever suggested that in human history, that a human being could be born the second time. And why did Jesus say that? Jesus was trying to get Nicodemus to understand the differences between you and me. They are beyond what you are saying. You're saying no man can do these miracles that you are doing. It's beyond doing. It's beyond doing. It's nature. Jesus used the word born because you derive your nature from the person that gave birth to you. So you have to be born the second time to have my kind of nature.